get into these kind of discussions too often. This is a little bit different for me. A woman by the name of Jessica Marie Watkins. This is a transgender individual. Um, she got convicted. They were in the Capitol, January the 6th. She's a member of the STAC. Not sure if you're familiar with that. There were people who went into the front in a military fashion, like tactical stuff, but it was hand on each other's shoulder, which is what you do when you're stacking up to go into a building. In CQB, obviously you don't want to go in there. You want a little movement as possible. You want to have, um, um, you know, uh, uh, as little fumbling as possible once you get into the building. That stack, putting his hand on each other person's shoulder, is a part of letting them know you're ready to go into the building. Each one is with you. They hit you on it, means stop, whatever. Sometimes you'll see they put their foot back, which tell you like they get ready to go in or whatever. I remember with January 6th, people started researching in the beginning. That was a big part of understanding that this wasn't just about a bunch of drunken hooligans, mad about the election. This was a concerted effort by some highly motivated, very dangerous individuals who were highly trained, and as I said, motivated to do what they did. Jessica Marie Watkins is an American militia founder and former Oath Keeper leader, Army veteran, and bar owner that took part in the Capitol attack. Serving the Army before going AWOL as her transgender identity was revealed in 2022. Served in Afghanistan between 2001 and 2003. She was the co-owner of a bar and grill in Woodstock, Ohio. Anyway, this person went into the Capitol with military gear on, encouraging rioters to forcibly enter the building. In 2021, while facing criminal trial, she disavowed the Oath Keepers. She was sentenced in May, a few months ago, by just 8.5 years in prison, criticizing her additional lack of remorse, but acknowledging a more recent apology. A person was on trial with co-defendants Kelly Meg and Stuart Rhodes, the leader of the Oath Keepers. 22, she was only one of three acquitted of seditious conspiracy. She was found guilty of conspiracy to obstruct official proceeding and interfering with police. I didn't know about this till I watched Humanist Report. It's hard for me to understand this mindset, but keep going. So this person says that that in essence they've said that they acknowledged it was wrong, but after they were first arrested, put in jail, they were joking in phone calls about cops that got hurt and the officer that died. It's incredibly hard to understand stories like this, but we have to look at things like this as well. The complexity of human relationships and of human existence. You were a member of the American military. You were a member of the American military while Trump was president, when he made it policy that trans people could not be in service. You fled the military. Then you went over to Alaska to hide from your family. You done these things because of Donald Trump. Because of Trump making society and American military as a huge mover of social change unstable for you. So then now you want to actually fight to keep him president? I don't understand the right wing. And I don't understand people who are fellow travelers with the right. And this is a story of that. So, I forgot this earlier. So, she wants Marjorie Taylor Greene and others to help her because she's worried about going to a men's prison. As a transgender woman, I mean, she's transitioned to be a female. She did it a long time ago. I think that's the best punishment for her. The best punishment. Because we've had people trying to maybe change things a little bit. And you went in with violence to ensure Trump stayed in office. To ensure... what she did was like the brown shirts. I keep going back to that. that Hitler had the military, but you had the brown shirts that were out there in the streets. You had the zealots in the streets that would go out there and mess up protests and event people that would protest certain things, communists and stuff. That's what you were. And a lot of them went to jail. And at the end, Hitler had all of them killed. The Night of the Long Knives. Her going to jail, her facing punishment as a member of terrorist groups that tried to make fascism normal in society. That's their overall goal here, is to normalize fascism. You doing that, like, this is the world you wanted, right? You want, because the people that you're fighting for want that. They want a society like that, where you were born male, so you go to a men's prison. No questions asked. None. Ain't no infirmary, none of that stuff. Those are the kind of people. I don't care how she feels. I don't care if she's sorry. I don't care if she feels like that Oath Keepers is bad now. There are people as well that have said the same thing. What gets me in retrospect, this is what, 3 years later, 2 years later, excuse me, that was 2021. 3 years later is that it gets me how much just total trash was at the Capitol. That these aren't the white supremacists of my childhood. These aren't like guys that are highly motivated. Like, these are trash. These are like trash people who can't do anything else, who are nothing and can't do anything and have no history of anything. And they want to build up some things that they don't even understand. And you think Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to go to bat for you because you were in the Capitol. And a person like me can see this and say that, yeah, I mean, if it's what you believe in and you think they've been mistreated, Marjorie Taylor Greene talked about them being mistreated in jail, then you would do something about this. You would do it and it wouldn't cost you anything. You just write a letter to Bureau of Prisons and be like, hey, BOP, treat her right. But she won't. And it's important to rationalize and identify what this is. They're not like us. When their people do things, right or wrong, legal or illegal, not getting into that, and they get caught, or they go to prison, or they face medical problems, they don't go to bat for those people. They never will. You're a token. You're a pawn on the chessboard. You aren't even a pawn on the chessboard, little girl. You're an idiot. You're a convenient idiot that was used to conduct violence. You are the worst case scenario. That's what Jessica Watkins is. The worst case scenario. And it's also, once again, an example of just total human garbage that supported Trump. It still does. And some of them feel bad or regret it, not because of what Trump was or was wrong or morally was wrong, but because it failed. Some of them went to prison and they had a bad outcome. Being sorry for things has nothing to do with the outcome. Being sorry for it means you recognize something's wrong, whether you get rich or whether you're in prison. It doesn't make a difference. And Jessica Watkins to me is just a convenient idiot, a convenient patsy in a manner of speaking. And I guess you could say that. Then this is what came to my mind watching and reading this stuff, is that they're looking for a fight. They're looking for a battle to fight, but they don't even know really what to fight for. You're fighting for a system that wants to destroy you. I mean, and it's just like with Dave Rubin. You're fighting for things that hate you. I said before, if Dave Rubin got arrested, if they repealed gay marriage, they replaced it tomorrow, and he went to jail, Shapiro and the rest, they wouldn't come to bat for him. They stand with him because he stands on their issues. He's a pawn in their world. They're not in his world. He's in their world. He's speaking the language they want to hear, and he's he's focusing the lens on the world they want to put forward. That's it. There is nothing else. There is no movement to Dave Rubin. Dave Rubin serves as sort of a movement towards Daily Wire and towards the right. I don't know. Thanks for listening.